Welcome back. A big new data center project in Port Washington is even closer to becoming a reality. To talk all about it, Andrew Weiland from our partners at BizTimes Milwaukee joins us now. So a lot to talk about. Let's first talk about the city leaders that are preparing to vote on this later on this month. We're learning new details on this agreement and obviously a lot of impact that it'll have if it gets passed.
This is a gigantic data center development that's being planned right now by a company from Denver. I think it's a 1,900-acre site that's being prepared for this. What we've learned is that the development agreement that's being presented now to the Port Washington Common Council, the main highlight is $175 million infrastructure improvements for this project, which would be paid for via a TIF district. And basically the way that works is the company pays for these improvements. They're reimbursed over time by the property tax payments that they make to cover for the costs. So it's a huge project. Going to see a massive construction project up there, a big property tax boost for Port Washington, and a lot of infrastructure improvements for the data center, but also for the city.
Do you see it being approved? Is that kind of what everything is pointing
certainly
toward,
appears
or just
that
a
way.
little bit
yeah,
of?
It certainly appears that way. That's been moving along the process. And I know there have been some concerns in the community, but all signs point to it moving forward.
We were just talking about this too, because this week a popular Taproom on Milwaukee's east side announced that it was closing its doors, shutting down. And this is just the latest in craft brewery closures that we've reported on, that we've talked about. It seems to be a little bit of a concerning trend, especially if they are small businesses.
Right. Yeah, you're talking about the collaboration between Three Sheeps Brewing, Hacienda, and Door County Brewing on North Avenue that just closed. I think what we've seen in recent years, there was a boom for a while there of a lot of these craft breweries, tap rooms opening throughout Milwaukee and throughout the area. And while this is obviously a very big beer town, I think we reached a saturation point. There is a bit of a trend too of consumer taste shifting some, I think in the younger demographic, a little bit away from beer towards like hard seltzers, things like that. So I think we just had a saturation point of these tap rooms, and some of them have been closing. All three of these breweries, one's in Sheboygan, two are in Door County. Their main operations continue, but the North Avenue Milwaukee presence that they had is no longer. Yeah, and those were pretty big and staple places if you say it here in Milwaukee too. So definitely a difference there in the city. Let's talk about this. A new national report out that shows Milwaukee's housing market is holding up actually better than any other metro area in the country. How? If rent is so high, I'm saying it because I know, Well, it depends on how you look at it, whether or not you like this or not. Housing sales and the home sale prices year over year have grown in Milwaukee at a more impressive rate than any other metro area in the country. So what that says is it's a great seller's market to sell a home, but not a buyer's market. Buyers are the ones being hit by that sticker shock in the Milwaukee area. Why is this happening? We haven't seen a lot of housing development compared to other metro areas in the country. So there's been a hue and cry for more housing development to give consumers more choices when they're trying to buy. The other issue is there's just not a lot of houses on the market because a lot of homeowners who have mortgages under lower interest rates from years ago, they want to sell their house and then try to buy a new one at a much higher interest rate. So they're holding on to the home that they have. That results in fewer houses on the market. And again, that's a bad thing for sellers, fewer choices. Yeah, no, absolutely. Everybody's keeping that close eye on the interest rates. There was talk about it going down and then it went up and stayed the same. So definitely conversations that impact our community. Andrew, thank you for your time.